Hello and welcome back to LA1 TV's coverage of Enactus Jailbreak 2017. It's been just over 19 hours now since the teams left Alex Square, so they're just over halfway through their 36 hours of travelling.
Yes, even if you're not taking part in Jailbreak, you can still get involved by tweeting us at LA1 TV and following each team's move via the hashtag Lancaster Jailbreak 2017.
Of course, this event would not be possible without the various teams who are hoping to get as far away from Lancaster as possible without using any money in order to raise funds for Enactus projects.
So if you'd like to learn more about Enactus, who they are and what they do, you can find out more information on their website, which is Enactus
Enactus LU.
Enactus LU, sorry, .org.
And if you would like to support the teams and donate to Enactus, simply head to their Just Giving page at the link on the screen now. They have currently raised £2,269 of their £5,000 target, and let's meet the teams.
And we're going to be doing that on the map. So I'm going to show you guys the map right now. So this is where we started. This is the UK. I am good at geography. Here we are in Lancaster right now. 19 and a half hours ago, that is where everyone started. And people have been moving all over Europe since. And I do mean all over. So we have got two teams have given up and got back to Lancaster. So these are our honourable mentions. So we've got Dumbledore's Army and BG Media on tour. They both got, I think one team got to Manchester and then headed back to Lancaster. So, Shoot for the Stars. Now, these guys are over here. They are in Germany at the moment. They are in Bremen. And we've also got a team in the Netherlands. So we've got House 96. They got to Rotterdam. So these guys, that's very impressive. Most years, this would be extremely impressive and they would be on their way to the win. As it stands, though, not quite yet. So if we zoom out of Europe just a little bit, we can see that we've got three outliers in terms of teams down at the bottom. So we've got Rom Solo and Brubaker. They are currently in the Canary Islands. So they got a flight over there, or they're on their way to the Canary Islands. They're not quite there yet. We have got the Clive. These guys are down here in Malta. So they are just off of the coast there, or they are on their way there at the moment. And we have got currently two teams on their way to Cyprus. So they are that's the Fireflies, and we do have another team. So we've got ADs on tour. They are heading into Paphos in Cyprus. At the moment, I believe they are currently just over Serbia. That's the last time we heard from, or we tracked their plane. But they are heading there right now. There's not a lot further that they can go. So it may be a case of, they're going to try and get the furthest point in Cyprus away from the UK. But of course, our teams have to stay within Europe. And if we look at the map, there's not a lot further that you can go in Europe. So good luck to all of those teams. We're going to be catching up with them a little bit later.
So, Craig, has anyone gone north this year? Or have they all gone south?
A lot of the teams, so we were speaking to the people from Enactus a couple of minutes ago. They were saying that a lot of teams followed last year's winners example of heading into Manchester and then fundraising in the airport and trying to get flights that way, and that has been extremely successful, as you can see. We do have a couple of teams that have stayed in the UK though. We've got the Wildcats and the Liabilities. They are both, as far as we're aware, in London at the moment.
Okay.
So no one been stuck in Preston so far?
No one has been stuck in Preston.
Got Birmingham, Preston. That's better than last year. Good job, guys.
Yeah. So honestly, our the teams that are going to get the wooden spoon prizes, they've been actually doing fairly well. We've got the furthest point away. Yeah, we've got some Manchester airports, so we'll be looking for those guys for the wooden spoon prize in a bit. But that's still very impressive and not something I'm sure I could do.
I know.
It's impressive. So I think we can see who's going to win.
Well, we've got two teams though. So ordinarily, if it was just one team who had managed to get to Cyprus, we do have two teams who are on the same plane to Cyprus currently. So we're going to see how how on earth they're going to try and beat each other to get as far away from Europe as possible. So they've all done extremely well. All of our teams at the moment, I'm not sure quite who's furthest away in terms of the Canary Islands versus Cyprus. That's something that's going to be worked out a bit later once people reach their final destination. I can work out the distances though. So the Canary Islands, so currently Cyprus is further away. So they have travelled, or they will have travelled, once their plane lands, 3,469 kilometres versus in the Canary Islands 3,071. So our total at the moment for kilometres travelled for 19 and a half hours, bear in mind, we are just over halfway through. We've got 17,865 kilometres. That is absolutely incredible, and I think that is the highest we've ever had on Jailbreak. Our teams have done amazingly well, and we're speaking to the people from Enactus just a few minutes ago. They were extremely impressed so far. We've still got a load of time left, so we're going to see how far they can actually get. But I mean, I can't see how they can get much further. I don't know about you guys. But yeah,
it is really neck and neck then, isn't it? It's not as clear cut.
It's not as clear cut at all as we might have thought. Especially, you know, if you think last year, I think we got 1 or 2 people on a plane going off to Amsterdam. We do actually have a team in Amsterdam at the moment. I think they've given up on the whole winning idea, but rather they're just there to have a bit of fun, which, can you blame them, if I'm honest? They've managed to get so far away from Lancaster. It's very impressive.
Weekend away.
Weekend away, that's it. Yeah, it's a good way of doing it. So yeah, really impressed with all of our teams. Well, I was speaking to the people who were doing, from Enactus. I was saying, they've got to open it up to outside of Europe.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
we've pushed the boundaries now. We've reached the boundaries. They need to be.
We've got to Cyprus. I mean, if we're looking at the map, we can't really head to Ukraine. I think we've got a team on their way to Lithuania.
Oh. Okay.
Or they're trying to get to Lithuania. They're trying to get on a plane there. But no, I still think they can't quite beat Cyprus. So yeah, we're going to see which of the 2 groups we're going to get.
It's going to be pretty tense in Cyprus then this weekend.
Intense competition in Cyprus. So yeah, we're going to be trying to get some of those guys on a bit later. So on our last show on Sunday, we are going to be talking to hopefully the winners by phone. And then we're going to, we may have to talk to the second place people as well. They may be in the same place. So that's very exciting, and we can't wait to see what's going to happen next time.
Nice.
Yeah, so obviously we haven't just got our teams out in the world, we've also got a team here from Enactus who are looking after everyone, and in the show later on this evening we're going to be catching up with them as well, see how they've got on supporting our teams.
There is a lot of biscuits and chocolates in that office.
I'm not surprised.
Looks like like they're on coffee. Like
yeah. Need a lot of sugar to get you going through 36 hours, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm going to need sugar. I mean, though it's so exciting, obviously, and trying to contact all of the groups.
Yeah.
And just see where everyone's at.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So they've done incredibly well, and you can still donate at that Just Giving link. And thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back at 7 p.m. to bring you another update on the team's progress. So catch us then.